Hi folks, in this week's edition of our weekly mystery videos, we have another shocking story for you. So we go straight to that. So this is the story of a domestic violence that went from bad to worse, that in fact it cost life as well. So let's go straight into it. So it's the story of a gentleman and a gentle lady that were in Syria. As we all know, Syria is been plagued with a lot of conflict in the past. So many conflict over there. And then these two people, the lady was 15 at that time in Syria, and this guy was 22. So as you can imagine, at a very young age, both of them gone, and they did go married in Syria, and then they sought asylum to come to UK. So the asylum was granted. They came into the UK and they moved straight to Manchester. They were given an accommodation. They were living there, and they started building their family. So during the time that they arrived, this gentleman has been behaving erratically, strange ways, that this lady said that was not the guy that she got married to. So this lady assumed that there was this, spiritual occurrence in Syria that they believe in that is called jinn. So jinn spirit is a kind of, spirit that troubles people that have been through probably conflict, and they struggle with this. It could be hereditary as well, from one generational family to another. And so this has been the case, that according to the lady, that was what she thought at that time. Some of us go through all of these things today, that we have our spouses behaving erratically, and we think we can change them, and we try to attribute this to certain things because of the love we have for them. We don't want to call it out to what it is. He was behaving erratically. He was molesting her. So at this time they have 3 children now. So they have one that is possibly a year old, they have 3 years old, and they have 6 years old. So there was this time that this guy asked her to prepare food for him and his friends that they were coming over, and this lady went to prepare the food. And this guy got back, went to the kitchen, tested the food, said it wasn't the best food. It was not tasting great. And then he started, picking those food and throwing it up to the ceiling in the kitchen. And then, breaking the plates and telling the lady that she's stupid, she's not good in cooking, she's useless, all sort of things. And another time, this lady said this guy did raped her several times, although they are married, but she never consented to some of those sexual, violence that he was subjecting her to. And eventually she gave in, and he raped her several times, according to a part of the story. So long story short, this violence went so high that it got from bad to worse, that this lady could not cope with this anymore, and she filed for what is known as non-molestation order. So in UK, you can file for what is known as non-molestation order if you have anyone that is molesting you, harassing you, or possibly, anyone that you just don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. And the police did, accepted that order, it was approved, and also this guy was warned about this. And this lady, knowing that clearly, having filed for that, this guy can kill her, she moved out of the house. So she was now staying by herself. She was now, independent. She's got custody of the 3 children that they have. And, this is just shocking, what I'm about to say to you. At one point, the 2 brothers of this guy called her and said she should bring the 3 children, and that they just want to see those kids. And eventually she succumbed to that. She took those 3 children to the house where those 2 brothers of her husband are staying. And she got there surprisingly, she saw the husband there and she was asking the two brothers, but you didn't say that he is here. And they said they want to mend things, they want to sort things out between them. That's why they brought her to come in, that she should take it easy, everything is going to be all right. She was saying she never planned to be there. So long story short, we saw that the two brothers of this husband took the three children and took them away downstairs. We saw the CCTV that they took those three kids, one in the buggy and two walking with those two brothers. They walked away from the house and they left the lady and the guy. And long story short, they were engaged in an hot argument that eventually it killed her. We understand he strangled her. We don't know what transpired. It's so sad. He killed her. This is a real life story. It happened here in UK, in Manchester. So he killed her. And then another shocking thing here is, after killing her, he took off her clothes and dressed in her clothes. Every clothes that she wore to the house, this guy put it on and left the house to show to the CCTV as if that she left the house as well. But she was dead at that time. Now, this guy went to meet the two brothers and told them what has happened. These two brothers agreed to help him to dispose of the body. Now, they brought a van, like a caravan, to the house, those two brothers. And what then happened was that they drove to the house with the caravan and a traveling bag. They then put the body of this lady in the traveling bag and they wheeled it into the caravan like a van and they drove it away. This is sad. This is shocking. So as if that was not enough, this guy took a phone and sent it to Syria, where they came from. One way or the other, the phone found its way to Syria, and this guy was acting as if he was communicating with her from UK to Syria, that he was communicating with her, that to show that she is still alive. So someone in Syria will text the number and he will reply as well. Someone in Syria using the lady's phone will text again and he will reply from UK as well. And this family started asking after this lady, and he was saying, oh, she has run away to Syria. Eventually, after 3 to 4 weeks, the uncle alerted the police that they could not find her, and that was when she was declared missing. So at that point, this guy has been now behaving like looking after those 3 kids, like, oh, so now she ran away and he's looking after the 3 kids. And then the police came to question him. This is sad. This should be a massive lesson to every one of us. So let's continue this story. So he was questioned and he told the police that, yeah, she has run away to Syria. Definitely, that's what she's planning. She's been planning that, and that's what she's capable of doing. And the police said, yeah, they have not found any reason to believe that she has traveled to Syria. No way she traveled. No, going through airport or any evidence. And then he was saying, oh, he's been texting her. And the police at some point said, okay, maybe she is somewhere. Hopefully she will come out at some point. Long story short, one of the brothers that helped to go and dispose that body of that lady was full of guilt, like guilty conscience, worrying him. And then he confided in another friend of theirs that this is what has happened. She is not happy because she is dead, and he caused it, he killed her. And then that other friend that this brother confided in now went straight to the police to tell the police everything. At that time, this guy, the husband, still does not know the police. They are aware of everything. The police invited him again. He kept telling them that clearly she has traveled to Syria, that she is still hiding. And then, long story short, the police opened up to him and told him that this is what we found that you have done. Can you now tell us where the body is? And that was when he gave in. And he was now acting and behaving as if he was having a mental disorder. So he said, yeah, he agreed with the police that that's what has happened. And the police pestered him. They said they want to see the body. Oftentimes, without the body, you cannot really establish a case against someone. You can't charge that person because you can't base anything on they said. There has to be an evidence that that person is actually dead. So the police pestered him, and eventually he said they would take the police to where the body is. The police drove miles with him. They followed him where he took them, and they got to somewhere A19. I'm not sure where that is, along the highway in Manchester. And he came out from the car and said, this is where the body is. And the police excavated, they dug, they did everything possible to find that body, and that they could not recover that body there. And they spoke to him and said they could not find the body. He said, oh, maybe it's in another place. Long story short, up till date, they still cannot find the body of the lady where this guy buried her, with the help of the two brothers. But with the evidence that came forward, the brother that confided in the friend and then told the police were able to charge him based on that. And this guy was given life sentence. And I mean, in UK, if you heard of life sentence, possibly I don't know if that is 30 years, and oftentimes you serve half of that. It's not full term you serve. So in this case, I'm not sure what he will serve, probably 15 years. Don't know. But to the two brothers, one was given 3 years and another one given 4 years. Up till now, as at the death of that lady, she was 25. Remember, she left Syria at the age of 15. 10 years in UK, 25. The husband killed her. And this guy was 22, now 32. He killed his wife as a result of constant domestic violence. This is so sad. This is sad. What lesson can we learn from these guys? What lesson can we learn from this? A lot of marriages today are not going the right way. We all know that. No marriage is perfect. We know, especially those from Africa. And, well, maybe now we can see in Asia and different part of the world. No one is excluded from this. This is a massive lesson learned for the entire world. Not just Africa, Europe, America, Asia, Australia, but the entire world. If you spot that your partner is being violent towards you, please do not endanger your life because you want to stay put in a marriage. Do not risk your life where one can lose that life, because once lost, it can never be recovered. Please do not put your life at risk under no circumstance, irrespective of culture, ethnicity, background. And I'm saying this because I know people from Africa, where I'm from myself, say marriage is between two families. People must not hear that I've walked out from my marriage. Excuse me, it is because you are alive. If you are no more, eventually they will hear those things. So why do you want to kill yourself in a marriage? Try as much possible to make it work. Call the other partner. Try to make it work. Pray fervently. But please, when one party is being violent, throwing things, beating you, either the lady or the guy, and I mean it, it's not peculiar to just guys only. There are some ladies that are also violent towards their men. Please do not stay and keep watching in that kind of marriage, because you're going to sleep one day, you're going to do other things that you may not know what is happening. You don't want to be caught unaware and someone just kill you. You don't want that for your life at all. You don't want someone to truncate, to cut your life so short. Please do not put your life at risk under no circumstance. This is a massive lesson learned for everyone. Be very careful. Pray very well in your marriage. Be careful who you marry. And when you spot that the other party is behaving erratically, do not try to cover up for that other party, either the wife or the husband. Do not try to cover up, because it's coming back to bite you. And eventually it could cost you your life, as this has cost this lady her life now. I hope we have all learned a massive lesson from this video. Please make sure you share it with your friends and families, because everyone needs to learn lesson from this, irrespective of your color, white or black, old or young, male or female. You should learn a lesson from this. As I said in our previous videos that we have shot, we have received ample of videos from so many people that are waiting to be shot at the moment. We will shoot all of these videos and we are picking them one after the other. So this is why you need to subscribe to K90 channel on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so. Hit the subscribe button, because there are so many great videos coming your way. Also, if you have not followed me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, please kindly do so. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye for now.